Well, let's take a look around the state as we start 9 News at noon. A warm day today as we get up to 90 again. Not as warm as it was earlier in the week, though, but we do have some chances for severe weather. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Tom Green, along with meteorologist Keely Chalmers, and we were just talking about how while there may be some severe weather, the recipe is not as full as it's been the last few days.
Yeah, it looks like the severe weather sticking to the north and eastern regions of the state, but can't rule out certainly a thunderstorm, some showers here in the metro area starting at about 1 o'clock this afternoon. Again, not looking severe at this point, but we'll likely hear some rumbles of thunder, some rainfall, lightning strikes, and possibly some increase in winds. Let's go ahead and take a look outside right now. Yeah, that temperature already up to 90 degrees. So we're already a few degrees above normal. I think our normal for this time of the year, right around 87 degrees. Those winds out of the northwest, 20 miles per hour. So we're seeing the downsloping winds kick up. And as those clouds move in, as well as a little precipitation again, right around, I'd say about 1 o'clock is when we'll likely see some of those drops in and around the metro area. Didn't want to talk about this flood watch. This goes through the evening for the mountains and the western slopes where we got those storms moving through. We're getting that southwesterly moisture, subtropical moisture moving in. We're getting that upslope winds. The upslope phenomena happens when the winds hit the mountains, rises, creates that instability. That's when we see those heavy rains, and we're looking at anywhere from 2 inches of rain an hour, and that could cause some flooding, especially in those flood-prone areas as we head into the afternoon. Temperatures warming up nicely. We are already again here at 90 degrees in the metro area, 87 in Greeley. We're looking at 60s and 70s up there in the high country. So again, we are focusing on this moisture already causing storms down there across the southern mountains. We will keep tracking those, and we will break down the timeline of when we can see some of this weather in the metro area as well, coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
All right, Keely, thanks. Right now, a shelter-in-place order has just been lifted for people living in the Westridge neighborhood of Highlands Ranch. That's near Lucin and Broadway. Still not much information, though, as far as what happened. We do know the Douglas County Sheriff's Department was there helping to serve an arrest warrant. Photojournalist Manny Sotelo was there sending video from the scene this morning. We heard the banging. The Doug Co. Sheriff's Department saying just that a warrant is being executed. They didn't exactly give the address or what the warrant was all about. Officials say their response was at that point isolated to a single house in the area. They now say they have 2 people in custody. Our crew at the scene will bring us updates both online at 9news.com as well as at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We turn now to the Oak Ridge fire burning in Pueblo County, showing no signs of slowing down. It's burned more than 1,000 acres, and there still is zero containment. However, crews made progress to keep it from spreading towards the town of Beulah. There are more than 220 firefighters working along with air tankers and helicopters trying to get that under control. Investigators at this point say that lightning appears to have started that fire. In Larimer County, firefighters made quick work out of a grass fire that started along I-25 yesterday afternoon near I-25 and the Buckeye exit. That's just outside of Wellington, north of Fort Collins. In all, it ended up burning about 5 acres, but no injuries were reported. The Colorado Republican Party now responding to calls for its chairman, Dave Williams, to resign. They say to 9 News that the issue has been added to a meeting that's set for August 31st. Now, Williams lost his congressional primary by 30 points. A few hours later, critics from within the party announced they'd gathered more than the required 25% of signatures for the state central committee to force that vote. Now, if 60% will vote against him, Williams is out. He's facing a variety of complaints, including that he misused party funds to benefit his congressional campaign and to attack other Republicans. Of course, were also the anti-gay mass emails that he sent out to Republicans, which also led to calls for him to go. Now, Williams' critics aren't satisfied with that scheduled vote, saying the party bylaws require the vote be held much sooner than the end of August. Today, Denver 911 is rolling out a new interactive voice response system. So if you dial the non-emergency line in Denver, you'll have a machine help you with what you need. Denver 911 says its non-emergency line took nearly 1 million calls last year, and most of those callers didn't actually need help from Denver 911. So this new system is designed to free up dispatchers so they can answer emergency calls. Two rulings today handed down by the Supreme Court, the first allowing for emergency abortions in Idaho, the second blocking the billion-dollar Purdue Pharma bankruptcy deal. The decision to dismiss the case about emergency abortions in Idaho clears the way, at least temporarily, for women there to be able to get an abortion if their health is at risk. In a 5-4 decision, the High Court also blocked the bankruptcy reorganization of the opioid maker Purdue Pharma. Well, that means billions of dollars secured for victims is now threatened, but it also means the wealthy Sackler family cannot be shielded from lawsuits over their role in the opioid crisis. Tonight brings the first presidential debate of 2024. The candidates facing a new set of debate rules, such as no studio audience and microphones that will be muted, except for the candidate whose turn it is to speak. No props, no pre-written notes will be allowed on stage. Both candidates will be given a pen, a pad of paper, and a bottle of water. Campaign staff will not be allowed to interact with their candidates during the 2 scheduled commercial breaks. We'll be streaming the debate live on 9 News Plus. It gets underway at 7 o'clock. And of course, there'll be a full recap tonight at 9 and 10 on 9 News. And new at noon, Walgreens is set to close a substantial number of its roughly 8,600 stores across the United States. The drugstore chain did not announce a specific number. But today, the CEO said that the plan is to close a significant number of what they describe as underperforming stores, saying the closures are to focus on locations that aren't profitable, too close to one another, or stores they say are struggling with shoplifting losses. They have locations in 56 Colorado cities right now.